Prague is the capital and largest city of the Czech Republic, with a population of more than 1.2 million people. Situated on the river Vltava in central Bohemia, Prague has been the political, cultural, and economic hub of the Czech state for more than 1,100 years. With its extensive historic center, representing one of the world's most pristine and varied collections of architecture, it has been given the nickname the Golden City. It has been included in the UNESCO list of World Heritage Sites. Despite its age, Prague is also a very modern city. It has hosted the large trans-regional 3-day Gateways Esoteric Festival for several years. For the 2009 event, the festival director invited His Holiness Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj to give the keynote address at the closing session on Sunday, May 24th. Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj's discourse was entitled The Wisdom of the East and West, How Spirituality Can Transform Our Lives. Before Maharaj Ji began his talk, his dear wife Matarita Ji sang a hymn from the scriptures with her lovely voice. His talk focused on how meditation helps us discover the answers to the mysteries of life and death.
And that force and that power is what gives us life.
A tahle síla, tahle moc, ta vlastně nám dává život.
And so just like the scientists experiment in laboratories with all kinds of instrumentation.
Takže stejně jako vědci, kteří experimentují v laboratořích s nejrůznějšími přístroji.
The saints and the mystics have been experimenting within the human body.
Svatí a mystikové experimentovali uvnitř lidského těla.
They experiment with the soul.
Experimentovali s duší.
They talk about the mystical journey, the journey of our soul.
Mluví o mystické cestě, o cestě naší duše.
From the physical body
z fyzického těla
to the Creator,
ke stvořiteli,
to the divine.
k Bohu.
Following the talk, he put the audience into meditation. After the concluding ceremony, all the speakers were invited for dinner. Afterward, the spiritual master exited the building where many people had lined up to receive his darshan, or glance of grace. In the afternoon of Monday, May 25th, Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj met with the European Sangha at the same venue as the day before. He expressed his joy at being in Prague, commenting on the city's beauty. However, he said, being with everyone is even more beautiful.
And if we learn the techniques of tuning into those regions,
a když se naučíme techniku, jak se vlastně naladit na tyto oblasti,
we then start to experience
začneme zažívat
states of happiness and joy,
stav štěstí a radosti,
and peace and bliss,
míru a požehnání,
like we've never experienced before.
Takový, jaký jsme nikdy předtím nezažili.
Because when we raise above physical body consciousness,
protože potom se povzneseme z našeho vědomí fyzického těla
and we enter the spiritual regions,
a vstoupíme do duchovních oblastí,
the regions which are full of the light and sound of
oblastí,
the Lord.
které jsou plné světla a zvuků Boha.
Just by being in that arena,
A jenom tím, že budeme v této aréně,
fills each and every pore of our being with so much love
nás naplní takovou láskou,
that our soul starts to dance in joy.
že naše duše začnou tancovat radostí.
He reminded everyone of the loving guidance and protection of the power of God, which we can experience when we sit in meditation. After these inspiring words, the spiritual master came down from the dais and slowly walked through the aisles, greeting everyone present. An awesome silence spread through the hall, reported an attendee, as the spiritual master blessed the audience, filling our hearts and souls with divine love.
Dear brothers and sisters, it was the love of the great masters overhead that brings all of us here. This is the time of the year when most people think about peace. You know, we have greeting cards that say, "Peace be upon the world." And we have cards that say, "Peace be with you." And at this time of the year, more than at other times, our attention is more on having peace in this world. We recognize that this world is not peaceful. We recognize the strife and tribulation is there in many parts of the world. And so we all are praying for peace. We know that peace is what makes our life go smoothly. That any turmoil, whether it's between two people, whether it's between a community, whether it's at the level of our countries, brings havoc and destroys things and creates difficulties for many, many people. So we're always looking for peace. And as we strive to be peaceful, many people wonder, what does it take to be finding the peace in the environment in which we live? It is very easy to blame someone else for whatever disturbances we have. If we get angry, we don't blame ourselves, we blame the other person because we got angry because of what they did or what they say or for some other activity that either happened or didn't happen. We are always thinking that we ourselves are doing the right things, but it's some other people or communities or other societies or other countries which are not living as we think they should be, so that there's calm and peace in the environment. And so when we start to think about that, it is very difficult to analyze ourselves and very easy to be able to tell others what to do. It's very difficult to put into practice the words that we send to someone else as greeting cards, as peace be with you. But it's very difficult to put it into our own lives. I think the key to peace is to recognize that we're all one and the same. If we have that realization that we're all one and the same, then our interactions would be calm and peaceful with everyone, because we realize they're not any different than us. As a person, we're always involved in those activities which we think are right for us. We never try to do something which would be wrong for us. We can have an accident, but we don't take like a knife and put a hand and chop it off, right? Or if we're cutting onions or something else, we could cut our finger. But we purposely never going to do that, because we don't want to hurt ourselves, we don't want to bring pain to ourselves. So we always do those things which are going to be well for us, which are right for us. And once we get to the realization that everyone else is the same as us, they're an extension of us, that we're all connected, then our experiences with them are all going to be one which are going to be the same as they are with us. And so that principle of do unto others as you would like them to be doing unto you is the principle that we read about, but we don't put into practice. Because wherever the question comes of us, we want everything to be for us and then for someone else. And that's the angle of vision that needs to change. When we look at the lives of the great saints and mystics, and there are examples after examples how they could see everyone, not only human beings, but animals and fish and other living forms as one and the same. This realization, irrespective of whether we're a human being, whether we're an animal or a bird or a fish, we're all one and the same, is a realization that we need to have if we want to be peaceful. And this is why on the spiritual path, a vegetarian way of life is recommended. A life in which we don't destroy any animals, any bird, any fish, or any other living form like that. So that we are able to get destruction out of our existence. Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, who's written many verses about the spiritual path, has talked about this oneness that we can experience. He's talked about what really connects each and every one of us. And he lets us know that what is connecting us is our soul. What is connecting us is a spiritual consciousness, and what is connecting us is that we each have a part of God which gives us our existence, which gives us our life. And that part of God, which we call soul, is full of the love and light of God. And that soul, as is recognized by us, then puts us in a state where we realize that each and every living form also has the soul just like we do. And so then love from us, peace from us only is radiated to everyone else that we meet. So I'd like to take this verse. They're all talking about God, the one with light, the one who enlightens us, the one who brought us here, the one who created all creation, the one which is in each and every atom. There is no place where God is not. God is in each atom, God is in each and every form of existence, and those who get to that level to realize that, find that their life is peaceful, their reactions are always calm in all kinds of environments, and we all go through different environments. Things happen contrary to what our expectations are, and then we are unable to be able to deal with the situation properly. If we think that everything in life will happen as we want, that's never going to happen. There are many ups and downs in life. We don't know what our karma is. We don't know what the karma of someone else has, and things too happen where there are interactions which are difficult to deal with. So how do we stay calm in those situations? It's only when we get to that state where we realize that God is in each and every particle. It's only then that we will be able to deal with all situations in a very calm and peaceful manner. So in this verse, Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us about the presence of God in each atom. He says, "Goshe goshe se numaya ho gaye anware dost." Goshe goshe se numaya ho gaye anware dost. Zarra zarra de raha hai muddae didare dost. Zarra zarra de raha hai muddae didare dost. So if we would translate that into English, it would be every nook and corner is illumined by the resplendent friend. He's saying every nook and corner, every place in this world, every particle, every atom, every thing that we see here, every nook and corner is illumined by the resplendent friend. Every atom gives the happy tidings of the darshan of the friend. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj here is telling us that God is within each and every one of us. Is God, is a part of God, is that spiritual consciousness which is giving us life. And that is what we need to recognize and realize, that every nook and corner of this whole world is illumined. It's very interesting, he used the word illumined. He says, "Goshe goshe se numaya ho gaye anware dost." So anware dost means like the friend full of light. And numaya means that the light is now spread all over the place. So the word illumine is used there. So and goshe goshe actually means every particle, every nook and corner of this world. So Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is saying that God, who is full of light, is enlightening each and every part of this creation. The presence of God is everywhere. It's we who are unfortunate to recognize it because we're living at the level of our physical senses. And with these physical senses, all we experience is that what is made of matter. And so it is unable for us to go beyond that. Whatever we experience through our eyes, whatever we experience through our ears or through other senses, we take to be real. And we think that's all there is. But these senses are given only for us to interact in this physical region. Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj, who himself went on the spiritual journey, who led millions and millions of people to go on the spiritual journey, who's gone beyond what we experience with the physical eyes and the physical senses, is talking about creation as it truly is. Everything here is illumined. There's nothing here which is not illumined. Every particle has God in it, God who's full of light. And wherever there's light, there's no darkness. So everything is illuminated. It's just our angle of vision which is all messed up. It's as if we put like a veil in front of our true eyes so that we are unable to see the reality. You know, if you put like glasses which are kind of brown, then everything seems to look like brownish color. When you put glasses which are bluish, with bluish lenses, then everything looks bluish. If you put glasses which are red, then everything looks red. So we have with us this, if you want to take the analogy, as physical glasses. Okay. Everything in the world looks physical, we can't see anything which is spiritual. But when you take the glasses off, then you can see how things are. So when we remove this physical veil which is covering our soul, is then that the spiritual region starts to open up for us. And how do we do that? Through meditation, through sitting in silence, by taking our attention away from the world outside and focusing it within ourselves. So the process of being able to experience the presence of God in each and every particle is to take our attention away from the world outside and take a peep within ourselves. We all have been given this single or third eye, which is between and behind the two eyebrows. As we collect our sensory currents, which are spread all around the body, as we collect them here, at the seat of the soul, then with help and guidance we can be uplifted into a region which is pure, which is full of the light of the Lord. And as we go on the spiritual journey, the revelations of the divine start to unfold for us. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is saying that every nook and corner is illumined with a resplendent friend, that whether it's the world, physical world outside, whether it's the spiritual world outside, all of them are illumined, all of them are getting their strength from God, for the one who's full of light, so that there be no darkness for us along the way, so that we're able to get to our goals, so that we can experience the realities of our existence. Then he says, every atom gives the happy tidings of the darshan of the friend. He's telling us that as we're going to go on the spiritual journey, that we will be having revelations of the divine, so that we will be getting to a stage where we will get more darshan of God, more darshan of God, more darshan of God. First we get a little glimpse, like many times what happens as you meditate, what happens is as you cross the sky, the stars, then the moon and the sun, as you get to the radiant form of your spiritual master, then with guidance of the spiritual master, we are uplifted into the region beyond. And many times, even before we get to the radiant form of the master, what happens is, first it looks like flashes, then sometimes we'll just see the eyes, and then slowly we start to see the whole face. And it just like, it's one step after another to see that radiant form, that form of the spiritual master from which light is emitting. And similarly, as we go on the journey within, as we go from the physical to the astral, more unfoldment of the inner spiritual regions happen. And then we go from the astral to the causal, and then much more is opening up for us. And as we go from there to supracausal, much more opens up. And then finally from there we end up in Sachkhand, where we can have communion with God. So all the way through on the journey, we experience more and more and more. But getting to that radiant form of the spiritual master is like giving us the good news. It's telling us that now the darshan of God is going to be coming very soon. So we're on the journey. And this is what Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is talking about. He's telling us about the spiritual journey. He's saying that every atom which has God in it is giving us the good taste that, okay, we are going to be able to get the darshan of God. But how do we get the darshan? Is by going within. And how do we get there? We pass the skies and stars and moon and sun. We get to the radiant form of the spiritual master. We go on the inner spiritual journey. And so getting there, experiencing the light is like telling us, okay, the good things are coming. Our meeting with God is bound to happen. And we are on our spiritual journey. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is like describing a mechanism by which we would find peace. We would be peaceful. And if many of us start to find the peace, if many of us start to be with God, then our interaction with us will radiate that, so that the arenas of peace will get more and more and more. And as they expand, then we'll be reaching a state in which we'll find that this whole earth will become a haven of peace. And that's what we all are wishing for, especially during this holiday season. And that's what we should all wish for as our life goes on. The key is to have the experience ourselves. We can't transform someone else, we can only transform ourselves. We need to first be in that situation where we ourselves are calm and peaceful. And then only can that peace radiate to others. And that happens by us putting an effort. It doesn't happen by going to a talk or reading a book or just praying to God and saying, make me peaceful, God, I want in the next 5 minutes. We're so used to the instant, society. Instant coffee, instant tea, instant this. There was a time when I was going to school and we would study, we would think about hours and minutes and seconds. And then we went to milliseconds. And then we went to microseconds. And they're like, now you need to think so quickly, so quickly, so quickly. I remember the days when I first came to America, and for me to talk to my parents in India, we had to book a call. It would take 2 days. An operator would call you. It could happen at any time of the day or night. You don't know when your line will come, but it generally took 2 days. And then only the connection could be made, Then we went to a time where we were sending information through faxes. Fax machine came, we put in paper, it got there right away. Before that, we were sending information through teletypes. With the teletype, we had to send a message. There was some company in the Chicago area which would take your message, put in teletype, send it to a company in India or Delhi, and then they'll send it to your home, right? And then came the fax machine, so you could write a note, you could get it there. And then, we have all this now new ways where not only can you talk to them, you can see them right away. Where phones came in, you could talk to your parents, you pick up the phone, you call them, you can talk to them. And now you can see them too. And so, technology has changed. And now what happens is, in the old days when we had like big computers, you put in something, you waited for the data to come in. Now you just touch the thing and the respondent says, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong? And so it's like our expectations are that things happen very, very quickly because we're feeling like that. We turn something on, you go in the elevator, you push the button. If the door doesn't move, you say, what's wrong? It should have moved by now. We're so used to getting things instantaneously. But that's not what happens with God. We need to put in an effort. God wants to know if we really want something or we just want to instantly and go and get something more instantly. So God is checking us out too. That's where the 25% free will comes into play. God can just shush and have all of us be one with God. But God wants to see who's the one who wants to be with God. Do we have an inkling, or we just, our parents tell us that we want to get this, and or someone else says, okay, this is a good thing to do. And so we need to put in effort, and so the meditative process is the effort that we put in. We meditate, and as we meditate, we're stilling the body and stilling the mind. And as we're stilling the body and stilling the mind, then we are able to experience these revelations slowly, slowly, slowly. And the more constant we are in our meditative practice, the faster these revelations come in. And with time and practice, we do get to the state where we do realize our connection with God. And so saints and mystics show us the way, and Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, through his verses, is telling us what is there for us to look forward to. He's telling us that God is definitely there. We will all meet God. We just need to invert. Because God is in every particle, we just need to get in there. And God is within us, God is giving us life. As we invert, we'll be able to connect with God. So let us meditate for a few minutes. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeball should be straight, focus 8 or 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the message of the beyond, please do a Simran. And those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. I pray to God to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. May the grace of Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and the Alpha Sant Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj be with each and every one of you. And may you experience not only the light within, but be able to go on the journey that takes you from the physical to the divine. We'll be sitting for about half an hour, and I'll be coming back to get you out of this meditative state. And my best wishes are with each and every one of you. Please leave off.